I want to play this clip of Bob Katter, by all accounts, one of the most based patriot Aussie politicians, talking about the uptick in crime, violent crime, the mass attacks, the terror attacks that have been plaguing the country ever since this radical mass migration policy has been shipping in hundreds of thousands of migrants a year to Australia. Take a look.
Now, the diversion has occurred because they don't want the finger to be pointed where it should have been pointed, at our immigration laws. I mean, if you allow a person not only to come into this country from a wicked country where they murder people, intolerance and violence and killings, the Middle East, North Africa, not only do you allow them to come in from that area, but you don't check them out individually and you don't keep a watch on them. So, diversionary tactics, let's blame the guns. Well, a gun doesn't shoot people. A person holding a gun shoots people. And you can pass all the laws you like, but it won't stop Port Arthur. It hasn't. It didn't stop Port Arthur. It won't stop Sydney. It didn't stop Sydney. So it's a diversionary tactic to lead you away from the real problem, that we are bringing people into this country that are extremely dangerous people, and you let them in. Now we're checking up, but according to media reports, the Minister for Immigration brought 2,000 people in from an ISIS area in one day, and he greeted them as they arrived in Australia. So that is the attitude of the Australian government. Now I don't think it's the attitude of the Prime Minister, but he's not controlling this outfit. He's not controlling this outfit, and he must take control. This is a diversionary tactic to lead us away from the problem of bringing people in this country from countries that have no democracy, no rule of law, no Christianity. I won't be apologising to anyone for saying that. No industrial awards, no egalitarian traditions. Well, what the hell are you bringing them into this country for? And I'll tell you why. Because they vote for you. And if you're a Liberal, you brought them in to prove that you, really have no racial or religious prejudices. So to prove you have no racial or religious prejudices, you're bringing people from Hamas and ISIS areas into this country to prove that you're, I'm really a good guy.
So there you have it. And that's why, people like Bob Katter resonate with so many people, because he's telling the truth. He's not lying. I mean, I think people sort of intuitively have this ability to know when someone's lying and when someone's telling the truth. And you sort of, if you believe in this progressive, liberal, postmodernist ideology, you sort of lose your ability to intuitively deduce what is real and what is fake. You sort of lose that. It's almost like a skill. It gets buried, but everyone has it. But for the most part, people, understand what is real and what's a lie. And that's why, his message is resonating with so many people. That's why Nick Fuentes is resonating with so many people. That's why Tucker Carlson right now is resonating with so many people, because they're telling the truth. They're telling the truth about our reality right now. They're not trying to lie. They're just telling the truth. And what's refreshing about that is, even if they get something wrong, or they misquote something, or they make a mistake, I mean, it wasn't done deliberately. It wasn't done on purpose. And there's a lot more respect for that. People respect when you tell the truth. And that's just the truth about mass migration. Everybody knows it. Australia's been running this migration experiment on steroids. Back in the day, post-World War II, there was a substantial degree of immigration to the country, but it was all ethnic Europeans. It was people that came from a Christian European background. They were, Italians or Greeks or Yugoslavs, and they came to the country to build a better life, to contribute. They integrated into the country, into the culture, into society. And that's a critical point, because now you have these immigrants coming to Western nations who aren't immigrating, or who aren't integrating, rather, and they're forming their own little enclaves within the country that they're migrating to. And they don't care about the culture. They don't care about society. They sure as hell don't give a damn about their heritage or their national identity. None of that matters. But the point is, post World War II, in a lot of these, Canada is another good example of this. A lot of these European immigrants that came to the country, they wanted to be part of the country. They sort of left their home world behind, and they adopted the new values of the country that they came to, and embraced that culture. And now you fast forward to 2025, and in Australia, they're slamming in over 500,000 migrants a year, currently under the Albanese government, which is essentially like adding a Canberra-sized city annually to the country. Yeah, and I'm not going to apologize for this. It's a net negative. Everybody knows it is. It's a negative. It has negative implications. It's awful. It's terrible. It's not working. This experiment, this postmodernist experiment sucks. It's junk. It doesn't work. Diversity is not our strength. It's diluting Western Judeo-Christian values, Enlightenment ideals, freedom, all the things that made Western countries what they were, why they worked, the fabric of what made them successful. That's being ripped apart, diluted, and many people would argue it's being done on purpose. I mean, we can get into that conversation too. We're quickly sleepwalking into a future where being Western means nothing. It'll simply be a geographical place.